Welcome to the 2021 Cummings School of Veterinary Medicine Master's Program's Commencement Ceremony. Distinguished guests, family and friends of the graduates, faculty and staff of the school, professors emeriti, alumni, and most important of all, honored graduates. I am Dr. Alistair Cribb, Dean of Cummings School of Veterinary Medicine at Tufts University. It is my great pleasure to host today's commencement, which will be our 39th. This is a very special event, and I'm so glad that so many of you could join us today. I'm going to take a few minutes at the start here to explain how the ceremony is going to work. I'm on a live Zoom call right now with the graduates. Everyone else is watching through a streaming video. If you're watching through the streaming video, there's about a 20-second delay until what I say here gets to you. That means when it's time to hood our graduates, if you're doing that, I'm going to give you time to get to the right place because you're probably watching from a different room than where your graduate is. So I'll tell you when to do that, and I'll give you a sort of a 30-second time to get in place. I'm going to start by asking all the graduates to turn off their videos and microphones. Your microphone should already be off, but I'm going to get everybody to turn off their video. You're going to go dark. And then there's going to be times during the ceremony when I'm going to say, turn your video back on. And when you do that, that'll bring you up to the main screen. So Abenith, I'll get you to go dark too as well. Perfect. When the graduates turn their screens back on, we give them directions. If you're in the room with them watching, you'll be in the sight line if you're behind them. So if you don't want to be seen, go into another room. And there are going to be times when we ask them to turn on the microphones. And if there's two different soundtracks going on at the same time, we're going to get feedback. So make sure you don't have two devices going in the same room right now. Okay, we're all set to start the ceremony. Cummings School was founded in 1978 to serve Massachusetts and the New England region. It started off as a DVM program and is grown now to welcome students from across the United States and around the world into a suite of programs. And we're here today to celebrate our graduate programs. We're so happy that we are all able to come together virtually to celebrate the 42 students in our master's programs who are having their degrees conferred today. By holding this ceremony virtually, we're able to celebrate with many more graduates than if we did it in person. So we're really glad to have that. We've come together to recognize their effort, to celebrate their achievements, and to challenge them to face their careers with passion and dedication. I'm privileged to start our program by asking President Tony Monaco to bring greetings from the university. President Monaco, thank you for joining us today.
Hello everyone, I'm Tony Monaco, the president of Tufts University. I am pleased to recognize and celebrate this year's graduates from the various programs at the Cummings School of Veterinary Medicine at Tufts University. It is great to be joined virtually by so many friends and family members, as well as the faculty and administrators who have mentored our graduates during their time at the Cummings School. Education in the veterinary sciences is one of the cornerstones of our great research university. Today's graduates reflect the breadth and distinction of Tufts programs in this area. A special mention for today's doctoral degree recipients who have demonstrated excellence in scholarship, in teaching, and in the integration of research with practice. We encourage you to continue to stay involved with your departments and the Cummings School as active alumni. You will always have a home here at Tufts. Congratulations on your achievement. We are all proud of you. Thank you.
Thank you, President Monaco. Next, I would like to ask Dr. Shaukat Anwar to bring greetings from the school's Board of Advisors, of which he is now a member. Dr. Anwar is a distinguished professor emeritus at Cummings School. He was a faculty member with us for 37 years, including many years as Associate Dean for Research and Graduate Education for the majority of time that this year's current class was completing their degrees. Shaukat, I see you've got your video on and your microphone on, so I will turn it over to you to address the graduates.
Thank you, Dean Cribb. It's a special pleasure to be here and to greet our graduates. Dear graduates, Let me congratulate you on behalf of Cummings School's Board of Advisors for your accomplishments despite the pandemic. You have worked hard to complete the requirement for the graduate degree that you will be receiving today. This is also the time to thank all of those that supported you during your journey. And I thank all of you whose support allowed these graduates to attain their goals. Thank you and thank you. Dear graduates, you are more than graduating. You are commencing the next stage of your career. This is why it is called commencement ceremony. Faculty and staff of your program prepared you to commence the next stage of your life, be it further studies, be it public policy deliberations, be it improving global health, be it managing conservation challenges, or be it seeking a better understanding of the biological basis of medicine. So let me wish you a successful journey for the next phase of your life. Now, how would you know that you are successful? Success can be defined many ways. Getting the dream job, making lots of money, having a big house, flashy car, healthy family, etc., etc. However, I would like you to consider this. You have succeeded when you are able to find the best in others. And you have succeeded when you are able to make a difference in the life of others. So, dear graduates, go out there and make a difference. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Anwar. I'd also like to take this a moment to recognize Dr. Cheryl London, who is our current Associate Dean for Research and Graduate Programs. Now, our graduate programs are only possible because of the outstanding directors for these programs. I would like to introduce each of them in turn and share their congratulations with all of you for successfully completing your degree. So I'll ask them each to turn on their camera as I say their names. First, Dr. Alan Rutberg, Director of the Master's Programs in Animals and Public Policy. Dr. Chris Whittier, Director of the Master's Program in Conservation Medicine. And finally, Dr. Abhineet Sharon, Director of the Master's Program in Infectious Disease and Global Health. Thank you very much. Now, for the next set of guests, it's important that our graduates have their video turned on. So I will now pause briefly and have all the graduates turn on the videos, no microphones. And this is good practice when we get into the hooding ceremony as well. But here they come. All the cameras are coming on. Now, once all your cameras are on, we're going to screen through all the different Zoom screens so everybody can see you for the next introduction. Our graduates would not be here today if it were not for the family and friends who supported them, the loved ones, the significant others, spouses, partners, and children who have supported and made sacrifices while they went to school. Welcome and thank you to all of those who have helped make it possible for our students to accomplish all that they have. And graduates, this is your chance. If you're with your family or friends now, hug those with whom you are with. Pat your dog, scratch your cat. Most importantly, reach out to everyone in the crowd. Wave to everyone who's out there who's helped you throughout your master's program. We're going to now scroll through the Zoom and let everybody be seen. Sorry, they're just going to flip back to the gallery view and then we'll scroll through each screen so you can see them. Keep your cameras on. Back to me. Okay, great. Thank you. Welcome and thank you also to all of our faculty and staff who have taught you, mentored you, and supported you through your programs. It's a great privilege for us to have been able to share what we know with the students and to help prepare them for their future careers. Today's ceremony honors students receiving a Master of Science degree in one of three areas: conservation medicine, infectious disease and global health, and animals and public policy. Our master's degrees focus on building specialized knowledge, teaching the students how to engage in and assess research, how to apply research to solve problems, and how to create science-based policy and study its consequences. Why complete a graduate degree, you might ask? Well, if you are ever questioning the value of science and policy, you only need to look at what has happened around us over the last 15 months with SARS-CoV-2, or COVID-19, to understand the importance of scientific research, its interpretation, and its application to the advancement and protection of human and animal health. Many of our faculty and our alumni, including graduates who are having their degrees conferred here today, have been part of helping us get to where we are as a society. Lack of knowledge around SARS-CoV-2 initially hampered everything from control to treatment. And yet our global scientific response has in fact been incredible. We are now being vaccinated against a remarkably tenacious and multifaceted virus. The public watched scientific research unfold in real time like never before, seeing how it can move ahead in leaps, sometimes move sideways, and sometimes even fall back, but at the end of the day, it moves us all forward. Even right here on our Grafton campus, by the very people involved in teaching you, COVID-19 research went on looking at its complex pathogenesis, its molecular epidemiology, participating in vaccine development, and exploring potential therapeutics. Your instructors helped to develop the vaccines that are keeping us safe. They contributed in many different ways to our understanding of SARS-CoV-2, including whether or not it occurs in animals and whether or not it causes disease in animals. As we speak, Tufts is working with collaborators across the globe to help prevent the next pandemic. Your degrees and your skills will be essential moving forward in many areas, not just the next pandemic. Our other societal challenges, like antimicrobial resistance, threatened wildlife populations, the need to create policies that protect our animals as we transition our economies and our energy systems, lessening and managing the response to climate change, control and treatment of infectious diseases, managing for the health of people, animals, and the environment in a connected world, all these societal challenges are not going away. Just look at the fields of the graduate degrees being awarded today. No one need wonder that they are important. Our ability to offer graduate degrees is dependent on the engagement of our own faculty in research. We have to be part of creating, curating, critiquing, innovating, disseminating, interpreting, and applying research. In short, we have to be engaged in research if we are going to teach it, and we are. As an example of excellence in research, I would like to recognize Dr. Gillian Beamer with the Zoetis Award for Veterinary Research Excellence. Generously supported by Zoetis, this award recognizes outstanding research effort in any field of research by a Cummings faculty member. A group of faculty peers selects a recipient from those nominated based on productivity and innovative approaches to problem solving. This year's recipient, Dr. Gillian Beamer, is an expert in host pathogen interactions during the infection with Mycobacterium tuberculosis, the pathogen that causes tuberculosis, or TB for short. Dr. Beamer is particularly interested in identifying immune and/or inflammatory responses that are associated with susceptibility to disease due to pathogens that live inside cells. Her research goals are to determine the underlying genetic, molecular, and cellular mechanisms of susceptibility that may be exploited for prevention, prognostication, and therapy in humans. Dr. Beamer is truly deserving of this award, and I'm very pleased to present to her the 2021 Zoetis Award for Veterinary Research Excellence. Please join me in a round of applause for Dr. Beamer, who is watching today. I would now like to invite Ms. Julie Arnold to speak on behalf of her graduate program students. The honor of serving as student speaker is bestowed by a vote of the graduating class, this year from the Master's in Infectious Disease and Global Health program. Julie is from Massachusetts. She earned a bachelor's degree in biology at the University of Mary Washington in Virginia. She is currently a research associate at Genosia Biosciences in Cambridge, Mass. She's doing research on how inhibition interferes with cancer-fighting immune responses so that we can make better anti-cancer therapies. At Cummings School, she enjoyed being mentored by faculty with a variety of research backgrounds. Today, Julie will be receiving her master's in infectious disease and global health. Julie.
Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for being with us here today. And congratulations to the graduates of our 3 programs we are celebrating: Masters in Animals and Public Policy, Masters in Conservation Medicine, and Masters in Infectious Disease and Global Health. For those of you who don't know me, my name is Julie Arnold, and I'm a member of the Infectious Disease and Global Health program. I'd like to take you back to our orientation, August 26th, 2019, when all 3 master's programs came together for the first time. We squished into one room, no masks, our chairs were hardly 6 inches apart, let alone 6 feet, as we all made polite conversation and tried to get to know our new classmates, each of us filled with our own version of excitement and butterflies thinking about the year ahead. Well, I don't think I have to tell you what happened next. I could spend this speech talking about how the pandemic changed our lives, everything we missed, and all the things that should have been different. How we started a class in January titled Global Health and Emerging Pandemics, while this weird new virus was spreading in Wuhan, China. Or how we left for spring break, never realizing that it would be the last time we were together on campus. But honestly, I just don't want to. As someone who now has a master's in this topic, I feel I am now officially qualified to state, pandemics are not fun. But I'm also the type of person who can't help but to look on the bright side of things. So today, that is the side I would like to focus on. Like online classes. Now, we all have come a long way in the last year when it comes to online meetings. But this was not always the case. After all, we were the test dummies for how to run effective online classes. For example, when we originally switched to online, Abini, our program director, told us that we needed to keep our cameras and mics on at all times throughout our classes, so we could still have that classroom feeling online. While his heart was in the right place, 20 people in a meeting with no one on mute was not his best idea. The cameras left on? Sure. But the mic? That went on mute real quick. But that's just it. We hadn't spent much time on Zoom before this. We were all trying to figure out the best way to do this together. So while each might have our own opinions on online classes, I do think there are a couple of benefits that we can all agree on. First, when you have online classes, every class can be outside, as long as your Wi-Fi can reach. If you just want to sit outside and have your feet in a kiddie pool, you can. Also, if one of your classmates has a pet, that animal is now in your class and will make an appearance in every Zoom meeting. And as a group of students enrolled in a graduate program in a vet school, I think we can all agree that the more animals are in our lives, the better. So sure, the year didn't turn out the way we planned. A lot of things changed for each of us, and in the time to come, more things are bound to change. Whether they are good or bad, only time will tell. We are a class of transition, transitioning into online learning, Zoom meetings, a world kept at a distance, and masks becoming a part of our daily lives. And now it is time for our next transition, a transition out of graduate school and into the next chapter of our lives. And while each of us, that looks a little different, I know that we are all ready and prepared for what lies ahead. Because if we can make it through all the changes that 2020 threw at our lives, then our next transition, this one we actually planned for, should be a breeze. So congratulations to the class of 2020, the class that not even a global pandemic could stop. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Julie. So we're going to move now to the presentation of diplomas and hooding of the graduates. Each of you has submitted a photo that will be displayed as your name is read. When you hear your name, please turn on your video feed. That will bring you up on the Zoom link. You won't show up immediately on the screen, but that'll bring you up on the Zoom link in the background. And once we have named all the graduates in the program, we'll go from broadcasting your PowerPoints to the Zoom link of all the graduates. And so those whose names have been called and they've turned on their cameras, they're going to show up on the screen. So we'll do that at the end of each program, and then we'll have you all hooded at the same time, and everybody who's watching the live feed will be able to see that hooding. Now, just a reminder again that there is a 20-second lag for the live stream link. So as we're reading the names, you can take that time and go to be with your graduate if you're actually going to hood them. We're going to start with the Master of Science degree in Animals and Public Policy. So don't forget to turn on your video when your name is read. For the degree of Master of Science in Animals and Public Policy, Casey Ann Boyer. Katie Elizabeth Dabney. Shannon Rose Jagir. Natalie Gutierrez. Michaela K. Sweeter. Alexandria Nicole Lang. Blythe Elise Owen. Tara Catherine Reed. Tanya Roa. Lauren Elizabeth Trifoni. Jessica Voorhees White. Mavis Sarah Wolf. We will now show the Zoom screen. There we go. Now I can see you all. Thank you. Okay. If you've got someone with you there, or if you're going to hood yourself, please go ahead and be hooded. There we go. Oh, excellent. A little bit of improvisation going on there. Well, somebody else is getting in on the action, I can see. Thank you very much. You can turn off your videos now. We'll move to the Master of Science in Conservation Medicine. If you're in the MCM program, please prepare to turn on your video when your name is read. For the degree of Master of Science in Conservation Medicine, Brianna G. Blunk. Kelly Lee Carter. Alita Grace Dam. Liana Alicia Danino. Madison Lee Evans. Tara T. Francis. Alexia Janelle Goodman. Natalia Hannah Greenblatt. Caitlin Corrigan Hogan. Sarah Kanicki. Tyler Kristen Leary. Jatem D. Lewis. Gerald T. McNeil III. Christine Elizabeth Parascandola. Jacqueline Ann Sanchez. David Ross Segal. Whitney Emma Smith. Aria Nicole Stewart. Ariel Way. We will now show the full Zoom screen. Okay, it looks like we've got everyone there. Perfect. Please be hooded. Excellent. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. It looks like someone's about to be attacked by a very large amphibian. There we go. We've got a few kids in there, some parents. Fantastic. Thank you very much, everybody. Please go ahead and turn off your video. We will now move to the Master of Science in Infectious Disease and Global Health. If you're in the IDGH, MS-IDGH program, please prepare to turn on your video when your name is read. For the degree of Master of Science in Infectious Disease and Global Health, Candy Ann Alley. Julie Nicole Arnold. Natalia Ruby Sid Hernandez. Jessica Forbes DiStefano. Daniel Gomez. Brooke Howland. Miriam Louise Kiochakian. Aaron Matthew Olk. Ian Harris Pelto. Nathika Sansgiri. Janine Simmons. We will now move to the Zoom screen. Please be hooded. I got some people outside. Oh, we got some people, some assistance going on there. Oh, you got a duck there, Mom. Good work. Looks like some happy dogs, parents. Fantastic. Whoa, and a big fuzzy cat. Thank you very much, everybody. You can turn off your screens now. Now, all your students, if you've got the mortarboard, put it on and take your tassel and move it from the right to the left. Well, my right to the left. It is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Alan Rutberg, a member of our distinguished faculty, to deliver the address to the graduates. The honor of serving as the faculty speaker is bestowed by a vote of the graduating master's students, this year from students in our Animals and Public Policy program. Dr. Rutberg is the director of the Center for Animals and Public Policy and conducts research testing the use of contraceptives to control free roaming populations of deer and wild horses. Dr. Rutberg.
Thank you, Dean Cribb. Welcome parents, other family members, and friends, and congratulations to the graduates of the master's programs in Conservation Medicine, Infectious Disease and Global Health, and Animals and Public Policy. Your year was an especially challenging one, as the normal course of our academic life took an abrupt turn at spring break into a world of remote learning and classes held on this platform called Zoom. In addition to the work you put in to complete your assignments, you now also had to work to maintain your connections to your classmates and teachers, to carve classroom and workspaces out of your living spaces, for some of you to adjust class schedules shifted by the forced return to different time zones. On the fly, we reconfigured our lab classes, research projects, case studies, and externships to adjust to the new realities of lockdowns and social distancing. Well done, all of you. In the past year, the COVID-19 pandemic has highlighted many of society's weaknesses and its strengths. Our public health system was not prepared for the new virus. The pandemic brought into painful relief deep disparities among our people in work requirements, childcare, education, access to the internet, in the healthfulness of our working and living environments, and most clearly in access to health care. Also brought into painful relief is how many of these disparities are driven by race and ethnicity, by immigration status, and by the wide gaps that have opened among us in social status, access to resources, and economic security. The people of India, Brazil, and other nations who are now suffering terribly from the ravages of COVID-19 stand as unwilling witnesses to the amplification of these disparities across the globe. But the pandemic has also revealed some underlying strengths. The ability of our biomedical establishment to develop and test multiple safe and effective COVID-19 vaccines in less than a year is mind-boggling. Likewise, the scaling up of vaccine manufacturing and the improvisation of distribution mechanisms to vaccinate more than 154 million Americans in just a few months. Much work is still needed, of course, at home and especially around the world. It is a source of great pride to us at Cummings School that our graduate programs prepare our students to do that work. Graduates of the master's program in infectious disease and global health are equipped with skills that will build the knowledge base that we will need to understand and control the immediate threats posed by viruses, bacteria, and other pathogens, whose workings are still imperfectly known, and as well as threats posed by pathogens that are still to be discovered. The program in conservation medicine provides our students with the broader ecological and cultural contexts in which to examine the environmental causes of disease outbreaks, to identify the points of contact between wildlife, domestic animals, and people that make us vulnerable to new infectious agents, and gives them the tools to develop and advance comprehensive solutions that can not just stop, but prevent future outbreaks. And finally, graduates of the master's program in animals and public policy are equipped with the tools they need to understand how communities and policymakers respond to the tough and sometimes emotional issues that arise when animal and human health and well-being intersect, and to apply those tools to change behavior and achieve policy outcomes that are evidence-based, sustainable, and humane. By entering these programs, putting in the work, and completing it, you, our graduates, have declared your commitment to pursuing and participating in solutions to the One Health challenges that face our world. Your hard-earned commitments feed our optimism and offer us notes of hope. Thank you for that. Please maintain that optimism and sustain those commitments. The opportunities are there, and you are needed. Once again, congratulations to the graduates, and special thanks to family members and friends who supported them and who gave them the safe spaces and the protected quiet time that they needed to participate in classes and complete their assignments. And of course, thanks to the animal companions, the dogs, the cats, lizards, rats, rabbits, snakes, and other animal companions who made random and unexpected visits across our screens and lifted everybody's moods and connect us all. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Dr. Ruckberg. For all of our graduates, I'd like to leave you with 3 thoughts. First, remember always to have fun and enjoy life. Second, as you do when you're here, listen carefully to advice, pay attention to what's going on around you, but always, always follow your heart and your passion. Third, remember to take chances, keep your options open, have a fallback plan, but when that chance presents itself, don't be afraid to take it. Congratulations and welcome to the exciting challenges that lie ahead of you. We wish you the very best in your careers. Thank you for being a part of the Cummings community at Tufts University. Be proud, stay a part of us. To our audience, thank you all for helping us celebrate with our graduates today. This concludes the master's program's commencement at Cummings School of Veterinary Medicine at Tufts University.